Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. In Mumbai, which has now clearly emerged as the epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic, the focus is on two things: the shortage of beds. We have personally brought you stories of people waiting outside hospitals looking for a bed, as well as the shortage of critical staff. Now, a lot of people at this point are asking, what can we do? And we've heard this a lot. If you're one person, can you make a difference? Well, we're going to meet someone here at the Racecourse in Mumbai, where in fact one individual is making a difference. And this is Jayesh Shah and his family of the Naman Group. And we were just talking about how Mumbai has emerged as the epicenter, as it were, of the pandemic, India's financial capital. Its hospitals overrun just like New York. And you've stepped in as an individual to actually build this makeshift hospital, this isolation ward. What made somebody like you step in and do this all by yourself?
Okay, it's what I feel is the need of the hour. All of us need to chip in to do whatever we can, and Mumbai desperately needs more facilities, as you may have all seen and felt that we've seen patients, in dire straits and need. So we are trying to do whatever we can to support the government's initiative and help.
But it's not a small thing. Like, most people would probably make a contribution to an NGO that's feeding migrant workers to build an entire sort of isolation facility where they're going to be hundreds of beds and oxygenated, all of them.
Yes.
So that's not a small investment.
That's fine, but that's what is required. I think treating patients today is more important. Migrants, there are enough people, and there are lots of people who have come forward, a lot of people who have, and organizations who have supplied food to them, who have given them food. I felt this was more important and necessary to do.
Do you have any estimate of how much you'll be spending?
Not yet.
You're a businessman. You would have done the numbers. I'm not going to believe that you haven't done the numbers. So are you just being modest?
You don't talk about it. Whatever it costs, let's see.
So you actually have somebody saying whatever it costs, it has to be done. And it isn't easy for a family, for an individual to personally step up and do something like this. So I'm just wondering how many arguments this has caused around the family dining table.
No, it did. Initially did, because we were all taken aback by the sheer scale of what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. But I think eventually we've managed. We've all gotten on board. We've all accepted this, and we're doing it with everything we have.
But when we were chatting earlier, you guys were saying that your task or your professional role is to rein your father in. Like, how's that going?
I think we're managing now. Hopefully. We're already building 550 odd beds. So if that's called reining in, then I guess that's...
I shouldn't be asking what the opposite of reining in is. But really, what's the Mumbai has dealt with a cyclone. It's now looking ahead at a monsoon. We're at the Racecourse Road. Even this venue, there were other venues the government had in mind earlier. None of this is easy. And you're building, like, if we just show the camera around, these are actually kind of German tents that are being built. None of it is easy. We don't know about the weather. We've seen like a surprise like the cyclone thrown into the mix. So what are some of the challenges here at this point?
I think honestly the biggest challenge is that it's an evolving thing. The requirements, the need of the hour is changing every day, and like you said, obviously nature is not helping us at all. But I think the challenge is to keep up with the pace at which the requirements and the necessity of this entire situation is changing. We are coping up, but we're doing the best we can with whatever resources we have, and we are hoping that it will suffice.
Is this a passion project in a way? Like, how would you describe this? Because it's clearly a completely philanthropic, project.
It's definitely a passion project. I think he's managed to get the entire family involved, and everyone from the organization is working on this. And more importantly, I think it just stands for what we believe in as a company and as a family, to just give back in whatever way we can.
Now, what's most important is to underline that these are beds that are going to be oxygenated. Now, you have to remember that coronavirus is a respiratory disorder, and a ventilator is not, in fact, what is recommended, because very few people make it off a ventilator safely. So the need of the hour is oxygenated beds, and that's what's actually going to happen here. But I have to ask you the tough question. Every hospital I've gone to is running short on doctors, is running short on nurses. Maharashtra has now reached out to Kerala for both doctors and nurses. You're building this huge, humongous thing. What if you don't have enough people to run it?
We will. the doctors are coming from all over, and the state has reached out to other states, plus within the states there are medical colleges who are coming. But yes, it is a challenge, and we are trying to see how we can work with technology to help this initiative in terms of having not so many doctors, but run it through technology. So we'll be having closed circuit televisions, we'll be having monitors, monitoring the patients and things. A lot of things that are evolving and coming, you'll see.
So do you see yourself as a kind of Sonu Sood of the business world?
No, not really. He's doing great work, but I must.
No, but seriously, I do want to, of course, and we spoke to him as well. We did an interview with him as well. But in how much time are you expecting in the middle of this rain and all of these sort of uncertainties to complete this project?
I'm hoping to complete this next week.
And what
in 1 week, I think we'll be up and running. In the next 10 days, this facility will be operational.
A lot of people ask us when they see our stories, what can we do? And a lot of people believe one person or one family can't make a difference. What would you say to those people?
I would say that they should come out and contribute in whatever they can. We need from volunteers to everybody to take up whatever they can. So one is you contribute, one is that you come out yourself and do whatever is required. So I would appeal to all the Mumbaikars that this is the time when Mumbai needs you. Come forward, help in whatever way you can.
So thank you for what you're doing. And you can see all the big posters here. This will kill you, this will let you live. Salute to the frontliners. This is the Naman Group's contribution to the city of Mumbai. And I think so many people write to us when we release these videos. They say, what can we do? The one thing I've heard from almost everybody here on the ground is that you can certainly do much more than watch Netflix. You can do more than bake banana bread. You can do much more than gymming and releasing how fit you are on your Instagram videos. Show up, volunteer. The power of one should not be underestimated, and that's what we're seeing right here on the ground at the Racecourse grounds in Mumbai, where a more than 500-bed facility to treat COVID patients is going to come up, according to Jayesh Shah, in about 10 days, with all of the uncertainties that are associated with the city of Mumbai, the weather, the pandemic, the economy, getting staff, all of that, they're still going ahead.